Hi, it's Gary Kayye. We're here at InfoComm 2017. We are inside the Christie Center with Steve Capling, Director of Marketing for Christie Digital. How are you doing?
I'm doing great today, Gary. How are you doing?
Good. You got a big smile on your face. You guys are packed. We're going to probably have people walk in front of our camera, so we're going to have to apologize to the audience. That just happens when we're live here at a show. We do have our own bodyguards here. John and John are going to try to bodyguard us out of here. But look, what's behind us here? That is super impressive 5K by 3K or by 4K screen back there.
Yeah, it's our new X80 multi-window processor that's actually capable of controlling and managing 80 million pixels.
Yeah, and it's a part of the Spider line. It's the Spider X80, 80 million pixels. And up there, how many do we have? 80 million up there? Is that what you're showing right now?
We don't exactly have 80 million up there, but it is controlling over 65 million pixels in the booth today.
So it's doing the processing for the booth. That's amazing. Now, what up above? I want you to kind of lean up there and hit the screen so they can see those projectors up there. And what you're driving that with is you have image mapped. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 vertically stacked image map projectors to get that image, which is 5914 by 3840. And you're vertically stacking them. So are they laser based?
No, they're not. They're our Christie Boxer line of projection.
Boxer series.
Yeah,
okay.
That's right.
Yeah, and what's nice about that, that's that compact form factor you guys had that's made you famous, I think.
It's been one of our most successful projector lines in history, actually. It's been really successful.
Yeah, so how long did that take to set up?
Oh, I think that was about 5 days.
Yeah. So now, one of the best advertising campaigns pre-show was definitely the Spider campaign. Was that your idea?
I can't take full credit for that. I was part of the team, but my team took care of that. Yes.
Your pre-show teaser campaign for the Spider was the best, one of the best I've ever seen in the industry. It was really well done, great imaging, but the product is all about great imaging, isn't it?
Absolutely. There's no question that the Boxer and the Spider together really provide unmatched capabilities and power that the industry hasn't seen to date.
Now, back in the old days, the only application for a product like Spider was command and control, but now it's gone way beyond command and control into the entertainment spaces.
Absolutely. Entertainment, live events, theme parks, all kinds of great applications that the industry hasn't we haven't seen before.
Yeah, we're going to show some of those. They've actually got a center court display that we're going to show as well. Now, we're going to move over here, and we're going to talk about the Access Series LCDs. So let's head on over here. You guys introduced a new line of 4K resolution LCDs. How's that been received here at InfoComm?
I think there's been a lot of excitement around it, to be very honest with you. It's not true 4K, it's actually UHD, and they're a business-grade discrete flat panel that's available only through Stampede. But all of our customers can actually obtain it or get it through them.
Now UHD is 3840 by 2160 though, right? Yeah, so that's one of the flavors of 4K, right? So I consider that 4K. You guys don't because you like the 4096 by 2160, but I consider 3840 still 4K. So you're right. He's being too honest here. The industry, he's being too humble because there's two sort of flavors of 4K. I guess a lot of people consider the UHD the consumer flavor, but it's really not. I mean, if you walk around the show floor, most of the 4K imaging and collaboration and all that kind of stuff is actually 3840 by 2160, so it matches that resolution. Is it only 55 inch or do you have other sizes?
No, in fact, we've got a range of sizes. We're launching the 55 and 65 here at the show. Additionally, we're showcasing the 75 and 86 inch, which is actually below the X80 display that I didn't mention earlier, but they'll be available in September, launching in September.
Okay, so there's an 80-inch. So if you go back over, and I want the videographer to walk over there, the screen on the right below the gigantic screen of the 5914 by 3840, that is as you say, 84-inch or 90-inch?
86-inch.
86-inch. So 86, is that 4K?
Yes, basically it's UHD.
Yeah, sorry, UHD. All right, you're going to make me accurately reflect the resolution. You're right. 4K UHD. Display, and that's a 86-inch. You have an 86-inch, 65-inch, and a 55-inch display. Now, are we going to go to see Pandora's box? I mean, Pandora's box, number one, when that product debuted, everyone loved the name. Number two, what does the product do exactly for people that don't know?
Well, there's a number of things the product does. First of all, we have two hardware options, which are a server and a player. And then we also have Widget Designer, which is the software behind it and the real power that you can realize with it. It's great for live event control and show control, and it does 2D, 3D mapping and blending. It has its own warping and blending capability built within it, and it really is a powerful tool that I won't do justice to here right now.
Well, I think a lot of the times when we've seen image mapping on the side of buildings and museums and things like that, it's actually Pandora's box, isn't it?
Partially, yes, absolutely. And we also have another warping and blending technology that we're going to talk about a little bit later, but it's the Christie Mystique.
Yeah, oh, that's true. We're going to talk about Mystique. All right, so one of the applications that you're showing here for your UHD, is that a UHD or is that, no, that's LED, isn't it, back there, the 46-inch panels, the 3.7 millimeter bezel panels that you're showing a retail digital signage application?
Exactly, yeah. We're just highlighting, we were serving coffee and water for throughout the day, but yes, this is just a simple quick serve QSR sort of restaurant application for a 46-inch flat panel with 3.5 millimeter bezel.
Now this LED above this, the giant one that's spanning above this entire display here, what resolution is that? What is that? Is that the 3.7 millimeter as well, or what is that?
No, well that's LED. Those are our Christie Velvet Apex 1.9 millimeter tiled panels, I guess.
Okay, that's why it looks so good. that looks amazing. How big is that? Do you have any idea? It's like 25 feet?
No, it's 40 feet wide and it's 4.5 feet tall.
Wow, 40 feet wide, 4.5 feet tall. And below there, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'm just going to say we're really trying to reiterate our, our place in the LED tiled world because we have so many options today with LED tiles. I mean, we go from, 1.2 to 1.5, 1.9 and 2.5 in the Apex series, and then we've still got the Merit series as well, which is I think it's 1.9, 2.5, 3, and 4. So I mean, we've got a variety of options for indoor LED and digital signage applications.
And you can actually see all of those different options at ChristieDigital.com. In fact, all the stuff we talked about so far is at ChristieDigital.com, and each product has its own category area. And what's good about your site, in case you haven't been there, in addition to the product stuff that you have a great section of case studies, and you have a lot of videos about your case studies on there. Because I think a lot of times you don't really, you can't even envision what you want to do until you've seen someone else do it, and you go, I'd like to do it that way too.
Yeah, and that's so true. I mean, just sharing applications with our integrators and VIP partners and having that ability to post it online really does get the point across at how, people can use the technology that we have in unique and different ways that sometimes people don't think of.
So where are we heading next?
So next we're going to head over to the network control room monitoring solution area. This is basically our command and control center. And in fact, this year we're showcasing our Apex Series 1.2 millimeter LEDs as well as a 16-foot wide video wall. It's all controlled by our Christie Phoenix.
All right, so this is 1.2 millimeter. How wide is that again?
That is 16 feet wide.
16 feet wide. So this is a typical command and control center application. And obviously, you have a lot of different things you could drop in here. You're showing an LED wall, but you could also drop in projection. You could also drop in LCDs. You could also drop in different resolutions of this wall depending on how mission critical and detailed the information was. Most command and control centers, obviously, you're going to need a lot of details. So you're going to go with the highest resolution that you have.
Exactly. I mean, there's so many product offerings that we have for command and control. We've got, we've got from cubes to micro tiles, LCD tiled panels that we talked about. The extreme narrow bezel panel is a great option for command and control centers. And then, of course, the flexibility of the technology. I mean, you can use Spider X80 or X20 even. You can use the Phoenix. We've got a multitude of processing options to ensure that the content for those applications are displayed properly and well.
Yeah, and one of the things that I think Christie does a great job in is when you're dealing with Christie, you're dealing with somebody who's application specific and can help you kind of go through these different, because let's face it, putting in a projector in an application like this or an LED in an application like this is much different than putting it into a school or a stadium.
It sure is, and it's really just an understanding and that we understand the market and the application that it's going into. So we have the right technology for all the individual applications and unique applications that people have.
And that's the great thing about case studies online. Of course, we can't forget that Christie's, at its core, is a projector manufacturer as well. What are we showing here? Which projector line is this?
That's for sure. Well, this is actually one of our newest projection technologies. It is laser phosphor based 3DLP projection technology, and it's in the Boxster chassis. So you've seen the Boxsters up that we just talked about, and now this is using the same chassis. It's just with laser phosphor technology that again goes to somewhere in the neighborhood of 20,000 hours to 50% brightness. So you get a lot longer life out of that same projector. And this one, when this one comes to market at the end of this year, it'll be available in a 16,000 and 23,000 lumen output.
All right, so let me make sure I understand. This is in the same chassis as the Boxster. Right. Does it use the same lenses as the Boxster, or is it a different set of lenses?
No, same lenses.
Oh, wow. So this is the same lenses, 2 brightness levels. What would you say, 18,000, 23,000?
16 and 23.
16, 23,000. Is this 4K DCI or 4K UHD?
No, it's 4K native.
Okay, so 4K 4096 by 2160.
That's right.
All right. And this is laser phosphorus 3-chip DLP, so that's why it's so bright, and that's why it's the color imagery is the way that it is. There's obviously a lot of different flavors of laser phosphor projection, but this is obviously 3-pit, and you have a history of that. I mean, you're one of the leading, if not, I think you may actually have more individual installs in the movie theater, in the exhibition segment in the United States. I think, I don't know about the rest of the world, than any other company of the companies that are DCI certified, right?
That's right. I can't speak to the numbers exactly in North America, but I can tell you that we're over 57,000 worldwide. So that's a lot of technology out there that consumers get to view in movie theaters around the world.
So basically they've taken the same technology that's in those projectors and put it in these, because this is basically similar to what you're doing there with the 3-chip DLP technology.
Actually, I do have to correct you on that one. That one's not exactly. We're going to get to the next one, which is our RGB direct coupled laser technology, 3DLP, and that is, let's check
Okay, so that's the one that uses, I knew you had a 3-chip DLP that used the same as the digital cinema technology, so tell me about this projector. It's right back here. We're going to have a tough time getting around there because there's a crowd, but tell me about it.
Well, so this one is, again, also 4K. Native 4K, and it is 3DLP technology that is powered by direct coupled RGB laser. So we're pulling back the curtain on our future roadmap of where we're going with it and showcasing it here today.
Does it have a model number yet, or is this just a technology showcase?
It's just a technology showcase at this point. It'll be about 9 to 12 months before it's even available. But no model numbers at this point, but I can tell you that it will have a 23,000 lumen as well as a 45,000 lumen option available.
And the color space on it again, is it Rec 2020 or what color space?
It is Rec 2020, yes.
Okay, so this is perfect color accurate, 4K, native 4K obviously.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, 3-chip DLP technology. So the same technology you're putting in the digital cinemas, the 57,000 worldwide, is the technology in that projector. This is going to be a hit obviously in the staging market for sure, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. And we truly believe in we're developing a lot of laser phosphor technologies. We also truly believe that laser is the definite future. When you talk about the longevity and life cycle you get out of a laser technology, we're talking 30,000 hours to 80% brightness rather than 20,000 to 50% brightness.
Okay. Now, one of the things I'm most excited about is that this movement towards AV over IP, and you adopted the SDVO Alliance standard, which is based on the Aptivision chipset for the Christie Terra line. So we're going to move over here and let's talk about the Christie Terra line. That gives you the ability to actually send 4K over IP and with a 10-git network infrastructure.
That's right, and that's the great advantage of this. I mean, it's uncompressed. It's uncompressed video over IP, but it's not only video. That's the other thing to think about. It's actually video, audio, and KVM control over 10 gig Ethernet, and it's virtually lossless. So it's uncompressed, there's zero latency, and it's just a fantastic new technology. From point to point, you need a single transmitter and a single receiver, but if you're doing multiples within a 10 gig infrastructure, then you need the controller, which we're showing here, to go with it, and that allows you to basically take any content on your network and place it on any screen. You can also expand it over multiple screens. It can be HD or it can be 4K 60. Again, it's so flexible. It's a fantastic new option that we have in our arsenal of products.
So obviously, if you're going point to point, you don't have to have the controller, right? You just have the transmitter receiver. But if you're going to build sort of a virtual matrix out of it, you're going to need to use the controller, and then you'll have the ability to then connect a traditional control system or do it via the web.
That's right. And the great part about this is that, now with this, you don't need a matrix switcher. You just need literally that controller and 10 gig network infrastructure, and it saves the end customer a lot of time and money and investment, and worrying about updates in that infrastructure over time.
Yeah, and it's all on the Christie website at christiedigital.com. They actually have a section on Terra, and right now they only have 3 products. I happen to know a little bit about your roadmap, and I know what's coming, but right now they have a transmitter, a receiver, and a controller, so you can build complete systems out of this product. Now, one last thing we got to show, and that is all this culminates in the display here in the middle, where we're showing the projection on the basketball arena here. So we're going to make our way over here if we can keep from running into too many people. So a lot of people have gone to professional NBA games, hockey games, and seen this and didn't know exactly how to actually get it done. So we're going to have it back up, and I'm going to go around you here. And what you're using here is you've got 4. Which projectors are those? Those are Boxers, 4 Boxers, image mapped to the floor.
Playing surface, essentially, yeah.
Yeah, it's a playing surface, you've emulated a basketball arena here.
That's correct. Yeah, so we're showcasing the 4 Boxers blended, and it's using our Mystique software as well as our X80, and it is managing the content, and it's just a unique application that actually a lot of arenas and pro venue circuits around the country are starting to adopt, because surface mapping is becoming a very big deal for entertaining your customers.
It's a wow factor.
Yeah.
Plus, you can advertise on it. You're showing applications with ads on there, so before the game starts, you're entertaining them, but you're also selling advertising space.
Yeah, and it helps to get people in the seats to fill your auditorium, because they want to come and see the cool technology.
You want to see the show before.
The show that's going on beforehand, yeah.
Yeah, and also, if you look up, there's some image mapping going on the Christie Bear up there. Tell from this angle, and that image mapping is happening from 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, 3 Christie Boxers as well.
Yeah, and all of this processing is all being done from your Spider X80 for the most part.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah,
and some with Pandora's box too.
And some Pandora's box all around here, and of course the Christie Mystique as we talked about. So this is a great tour. I really appreciate you doing all this. Of course, all of this is at christiedigital.com. You guys do a phenomenal job. This booth is amazing. I love the layout of this. I love the way that you did it, and it's very open. It was actually easy to do this. We didn't have too many people walking in front of us. I appreciate you doing this, Steve.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much. I've been talking to Steve Capling of Christie Digital. Of course, you can see all the stuff we talked about here at christiedigital.com, or you can type in Christie in the video search window, and you'll see all the individual videos with a lot more technical details that we shot here in the booth. Thanks for watching.